Oh, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to another PE news video. Today we have some awesome topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Valkyria Revolution has got a brand new Vanguard, I think that's how you say it, might be saying it wrong, character trailer. So Sega has listed this, and the most interesting thing about this is that this game will be coming to the Xbox One and PlayStation Vita in addition to the PlayStation 4 in North America. So this brand new trailer shows off the new character class, and this game is looking absolutely phenomenal. Now, Valkyria Chronicles on the PS3 is actually one of my favorite PS3 games ever. Seriously, I think it was really cool for the time that it released back in 2008. The graphics and the gameplay was really nice, and there was a lot of depth to the game. There was a lot of hidden depth within each character. So I really think that bringing this game out on the PS4 and to the Xbox One, which I'm really happy about, is going to be a really good thing. I was fearing that this game wouldn't come to the Xbox One in North America just because it's really been a PlayStation style franchise, but they are bringing it over, so I'm really happy, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys some gameplay of that when it launches in Q2 for North America and Europe for 2017. Japan will be getting it on January 9th, 2017, only on the PlayStation 4 and PS Vita, but North America, the Western areas, do get the Xbox One version, so really cool stuff there, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys content of that game when it launches next year. Moving on, we've got some Dragon Quest XI news. So Square Enix has had basically a big media blowout. There's a huge live stream with all the Dragon Quest development team, and they were talking about the game, showing off new gameplay, first character details, and of course there was some people already panicking that they didn't talk about the Switch version, but just to let you guys know, they did say in a translated post later, like, hey, it's on development for 3 systems, but the Switch version of Dragon Quest is obviously NDA'd until Nintendo's event or till further notice. But that game is coming to the Nintendo Switch, so, well, because they announced that for the Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and get right into this here. The new protagonist is a young man who lives in a calm village of Ishi. He was brought up soundly by the people of the warm village. The curtain opens on his adventure on the day he turns 16 years old. Of course, this is for the Nintendo 3DS and PS4 that they were showing off as far as Dragon Quest XI. And then they actually showed off a brand new character here that we haven't seen, and his name is Camus. And he says that he believes in it, the miracle of the hero, which is, I guess, relating to the story in the game. And he says that he is a reliable partner. He is a blue-haired thief that the protagonist encounters on his journey. Although there is a rude side to his behavior and speech, he possesses a strong sense of duty and a warm heart. As a partner used to the ways of the world, he supports and guides the novice protagonist. So the world of Dragon Quest XI is called Lotozetsia. I might have been saying that wrong, which is a world tree at its center. According to director Uchikawa, it won't betray your expectations, and they showed off a look of the world map. There's also some miscellaneous stuff that Gemetsu mentioned about this whole live stream, that the series familiar casino and puff puff ability will return. You'll be able to play slots, poker, and mini games that differ based on the hardware. The 3DS version will have support for Street Pass, different from Dragon Quest IX's treasure maps, while charming elements are also being prepared for the PlayStation 4. They have a bunch of new footage here, pretty cool stuff in gameplay, stage events, all of that. You can check out Gemetsu, check out YouTube if you want to see all of that stuff. Some people have speculated whether this game will be localized or not, but I really do think this one will be localized because it's not an MMO. Pretty much all the other Dragon Quest games that were normal, standard RPGs, traditional RPGs like Dragon Quest always is, have been localized. Dragon Quest X is just a little bit different just because of the amount of languages and just there's just so much stuff with the MMO, and when it comes to localizing it, I thought it would be, but it doesn't seem like Dragon Quest X is going to be localized, although that is coming to the Nintendo Switch and to the PlayStation 4 as well. But I think Dragon Quest XI will be localized because it is a more traditional RPG and they don't have to worry about all of the online elements and languages and translations and things like that. So let me know what you guys think about all this footage and Dragon Quest XI. Are you excited to play this game? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And next, we're going to get into Best Buy's ads. So if you're looking at getting Final Fantasy 15 sometime soon, you might want to get that at Best Buy, which is also compatible with the Best Buy Gamers Club card, so you can get an extra bonus on this as far as discount. They're going to be selling Final Fantasy 15 on the PS4 and the Xbox One for $39.99. That saves you $20. That is from December 25th through December 31st. You also get 50% trade-in bonus on the Xbox One and PS4 games. So if you play this one right, you can probably get Final Fantasy 15 for free. And there's also other games that are usually $60. They're discounted to $39.99 as well. So Dead Rising 4, $39.99, Mafia 3, and NBA 2K17. There's also some extra bundles, bonuses. So PS4, 500GB Uncharted, A Thief's End bundle for $2.99, Xbox One, and other bundles and things like that, controllers, and also some Turtle Beach headsets that are cheaper as well. So check out the description below there. You'll have a link over to that, and you can check out all of the deals. But if you're a Best Buy Gamers Club member, this should be like, you should be all over this if you're trying to get Final Fantasy 15, because you do get a 20% discount, and if you trade in a game or two with that 50% extra bonus, you can easily get this game for pretty much nothing. You can walk out of there just trading in a game or two and your Best Buy Gamers Club card, and you can just get the game. So definitely cool on that end. And this actually smoothly transitioned into what I want to talk about here at the end, and that is my 40 hours into Final Fantasy 15, my updated impressions and thoughts. And of course, I know you guys want to hear about how I feel about it compared to Xenoblade Chronicles X, because I've gotten a multitude of questions on that. But first, I'll talk about Final Fantasy 15 just at its core. I think it's a great game and is a vast step up from Final Fantasy 13. The biggest problems with Final Fantasy 13, at least according to the fans and according to my own playthroughs as well, is that Final Fantasy 13, while there were some great things about it, like graphics wise it was kind of cool, and like the segmented ATB bar was actually kind of cool, there was problems with how to set up battles, there was problems with the actual item collecting, there was just a lot of linearity, you know, you're just kind of going straight, and then only it opens up once you're in Grand Pulse, there's not enough cities, just all sorts of stuff. And they've actually fixed all of that as far as those issues with Final Fantasy 15. Obviously, it's a huge open world at this point. You can go anywhere you want, with some exceptions here and there. They made some changes to the battle system. Obviously, it's not turn-based per se. It's more of an action RPG where you can just kind of fight freely. There is a wait mode, which kind of makes it a little bit more turn-based or waiting-ish, but nobody plays with that. That's the late mode. And what I like about as far as the combat goes, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is just how it feels. They've made so many different adjustments to the combat from when you first played that demo that I played. I remember playing that, I think it was early this year or last year, something like that. But they had those multiple demos, and they've made so many different adjustments to that demo just to make it feel more visceral, give it more oomph, some more pop to when you actually hit people. You can actually slice off appendages and things like that. And I love like the skill trees and what they're doing like with the Ascension. I kind of had the feel of a Final Fantasy X or even a Final Fantasy 13. When it came to you upgrading your character. It's not super in-depth, but then again, it's not super basic. It's really a nice middle ground. There's obviously other Final Fantasies that are far more in-depth when it comes to certain things like that, but this one I think is a good middle ground for it. I do really like what they've done with the combat. I feel that it's fast and it's fluid, and it works well, and I think it really does work well for what they're trying to do. The different weapons that you can get in the game, the different strategies, the blindside links, the techniques, everything that can be bolstered. I think it's a nice combat system, and comparing that to like Xenoblade, they're obviously very different games. If you were to ask me which one do I like more, I personally like Final Fantasy 15's battle system a little bit more 40 hours in. Obviously, I've played way more than 100 hours into Xenoblade. I like certain aspects with Xenoblade Chronicles, like for example, scales. I like that more than obviously Final Fantasy 15 doesn't have that. As far as weapons and combat goes, I like Final Fantasies as far as the visceral feel of the combat more than Xenoblade Chronicles X's, but I think that they're both great games, and obviously I'm not trying to say one is so much better than the other. I think that they're both fantastic. When it comes to the open world, I've heard complaints with some people about how it's an empty world, and they said the same thing about Xenoblade Chronicles X. It seems to me like anytime a game comes out, every single game is an empty world, unless it's like a Western RPG, then it's not an empty world. All of a sudden, there's just so many things to do, whether it's Fallout or whether it's The Witcher, yet those worlds look the same to me. There's some enemies here and there, there's some towns here and there. Well, Xenoblade is more just not towns. It's really just one main city, a main hub, and then you have a bunch of wildlife because it's an unexplored planet. Final Fantasy 15 does have a couple big, huge towns and smaller ones here and there, but overall, it seems to me like the worlds are fine. I don't see what the whole emptiness thing is that people are talking about. It seems like some people want a freaking zoo where you just see animals all over the place. I don't think either one are empty open worlds. I think they're both good. It's the fact that it's open world and it's not like Final Fantasy 13 is good. You can go around wherever you want for the most part. So cool stuff there. When it comes to the story, some people have also kind of harbored on this. I actually think it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the English voice acting is really good. I don't have a problem with the story so far. I'm not really too many chapters in. Just to be honest, guys, I've just been doing a ton of side quests, like side quests, side quests, side quests. I've already got, I think, like the spitting the yarn, like part 4 or whatever it is, or part 5, as far as the achievement for like 40 side quests. And I don't think I've even passed like the first couple chapters. I know there's some chapters that people are complaining about later down the line, but overall I think the story's fine. I don't really have an issue with it. I think it's good. So my impressions of it, as far as Final Fantasy 15 versus Xenoblade Chronicles X, I think that they're both amazing games. They're both A games in my opinion, triple A games in my opinion, and you should play both of them because they're both amazing. And I think in this day and age, we can't sit here and try to pit two games and get one person to buy one game over the other. When it comes to these big RPGs, whether it's Persona, Final Fantasy, Xenoblade, any of these games, if you're an RPG fan, you need to get all of them and stop trying to say one's better than this and one does this and discourage people from getting one or the other. They're both so good and you should play both of them. So yeah, I'm having a ton of fun, and I actually really like Final Fantasy 15. It's actually one of my favorite games. I know some people might not think that. Not everyone's going to think the same way as me, and that's fine. But I truly feel that it's a great game and I'm having a ton of fun. Alright guys, so that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Peace.